Hey, how y'all doing? This is MongoSlade, and this video is going to be about people spreading rumors about Ricochet, Ricochet dashing those rumors, and then people getting mad at Ricochet for not buying into the rumors. So, I believe it was some website. I believe it was WrestleVotes. Please, if it's not WrestleVotes, please. I don't want to lie, so I don't really remember, but I think it was WrestleVotes. They put out a completely blind item that says, we won't say who, but some wrestler is not going to re-sign when their contract is up. So there's a bunch of people arguing that who could it possibly be? There was a lot of people saying, oh, it's going to be AJ Styles, but AJ Styles already said he's going to retire. Some people said it was Adam Cole, but Adam Cole had already resigned. Then there was a bunch of other people. Then some genius was like, it's Ricochet. And then that's what the internet took up. The internet took up the whole Ricochet is going to leave. And people were talking about Ricochet leaving. His contract is up. He's going to leave, blah, 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 blah. So this has been going on for about 2 or 3 days. So since at least September the 14th, maybe even a week now, it's been quite a while that this rumor has been going around. So Ricochet comes out of nowhere on September the 17th and says about the rumors going around, and he posted a video of Wolf of Wall Street saying, I'm not leaving, where that was a great scene. I love that movie. But that was his gif rather, that I'm not leaving, I'm not going anywhere. The show goes on. And he said, and then he continues, but seriously, where did these rumors start? I've never said once that I'm leaving to anyone. So for these quote unquote dirt sheets out there, maybe check your facts before you blast some trash on the website for clicks. And people got angry. People were angry. Now, not everybody was ignorant and got mad. Some people were genuinely happy to see that Ricochet is going to stick around. So one fan says, wonderful news, buddy. Thank you for clearing everything up. Looking forward to seeing plenty more of you on TV soon. But as I said earlier, you honestly deserve more chances, opportunities, title shots. Beyond talented. Hope you're doing well, bud. And Ricochet responded, that's the thing. In this industry, nothing is ever deserved. He put deserved in quotes. It's all earned. It's about putting in the work to succeed. I've just got to put in more work is all. And that's okay. This is where I thrive. And then somebody responds, imagine being as talented as him and thinking this. Wow, WWE is a cult. And then Ricochet responded, I didn't say in this company. I said in this industry, as in professional wrestling as a whole. I've said the same thing for 17 years now. So the anger didn't stop there. So then some columnist for the PW Torch went on a tirade because Ricochet will not fill his fantasy booking idea of jumping to AEW. So this guy says, it's sad seeing how WWE can beat their guys down into not knowing their own worth. Pillman's rise came about because he knew he deserved better. He knew he deserved Luger money, as he called it. So he sat with Kim Wood in his kitchen and put his plan together. He didn't sit around thinking, oh, I need to work harder, and then maybe they'll push me, and Ricochet shouldn't either. It's such a fucked up system there right now, and the majority of them don't even realize it. And the company can sit back and watch wrestlers do mental hurdles to justify how shitty they've been treated. WWE don't even have to defend themselves. The talent do it for them. And then, because he was a popular, I guess, columnist for the PW Torch, and he has a name, which I'm not going to use because I don't like starting beef and drama, but he got a lot of likes and retweets. So, for starters, we have to look at the world at two different ways here, right? Now, what are they saying that Ricochet deserves? What does he deserve? Because when you say somebody deserves something, that's a sense of entitlement. That means that you've already earned something, right? Like if we agreed that, I take out the trash, you give me $10. After I take out the trash, I deserve $10, right? Because I already earned it. Now, how could Ricochet have earned better in WWE? By doing what exactly? Dot, dot, dot. By doing what exactly? What exactly did he do to deserve better in WWE? Okay, now I know what a lot of people may think. They may say, look at Ricochet's, record. Best of Super Juniors, was a star of Lucha Underground. He was a big deal on the Indies. And if I was Vince McMahon, I would say, so what? So what? They ain't got shit to do with me. So what? You wrestled under a mask in Lucha Underground, and then the show got canceled. So that doesn't really help your argument. Best of Super Juniors doesn't mean shit to my audience, because my audience consists of people who don't even know that shit exists. Like, you can do flips, but so what? Okay, now this is not a dig on Ricochet, because I actually agree with Ricochet. But I agree with him with a caveat. But we'll get there in a moment. These fans, about to call them sports reporters, these wrestling journalists and these wrestling writers and these wrestling podcasters, they are creating a culture of entitlement. People are not entitled to a push. People are not entitled to more money. People are not entitled to anything. You do get what you have earned in the business. You mean it just is what it is. Okay? Because it's going to be very difficult for you or anyone else to be able to say Ricochet deserves something that Roman Reigns doesn't also deserve, that Dolph Ziggler doesn't also deserve, that Apollo Crews doesn't also deserve, that Lashley doesn't also deserve, that Cedric Alexander doesn't also deserve, that Seth Rollins doesn't also deserve, that Murphy, Zelina Vega, Andrade, Angel Garza, all these people deserve a push. All of them do. So how do you justify pushing one person over all the other ones? How do you justify that? But see, when you're thinking in terms of entitlement, you don't have to answer that question, right? You don't have to answer that question because you get to emote. You get to dump all your feelings out and say, this is how I feel, man. I feel like Ricochet deserves better, man. And I can say, okay, but now we have the question of who do you push down to push Ricochet up? Okay, who do you do that? You have, again, when SmackDown's ratings jumped because Roman Reigns is the champion now, when The Fiend is selling more t-shirts than anybody, how do you justify putting Ricochet above them? You can't justify that. You just can't justify those ideas. It doesn't work. If Ricochet's TV, minutes and whatever is dying out and it's not working, how do you justify putting him higher on the card than people who are selling merchandise and selling t-shirts and selling posters and selling video games? How do you justify pushing him up the card? There has to be a reason for you doing that. That's where the deserves come in. When people say, "Oh, Rusev deserved a push," they can always point to Rusev Day sold a bunch of t-shirts. He deserved the push, and then I can be like, okay, well, maybe I disagree, but you're right. There's an objective standard in the company that we're talking about of him succeeding. Maybe he needs more responsibility to see if he can succeed at a higher level. Understood. But that doesn't apply to Ricochet. Okay, so we have to ask ourselves, why are we cultivating a culture of entitlement? Why are we creating a sense of entitlement into people? Now, I don't want to go into Brian Pillman because I don't know the Brian Pillman story. All I know is if you have a sense of entitlement, it doesn't always pay off, right? Now, there's a lot of people who felt like they should get paid more, they should be doing more, and then they've gone and done radical things in attempt to gain more and do more. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Eddie Mansfield, the guy who went on 2020 and exposed the business, he felt like he deserved more money. He felt like he deserved the push. He went and exposed the business because he didn't get what he thought he deserved. And then people almost universally say he didn't deserve it. He just had a sense of entitlement. So let's also talk about this. So Ricochet says, I need to work harder. Okay, I can respect that. I like that he cleared things up. Ricochet is a guy who doesn't really always respond to the negativity. And this guy who was tweeting at him, tweeted directly to him. So I'm pretty sure Ricochet could have seen it if he wanted to. But what we're talking about here is these people are very negative, you know. But to Ricochet's point, it's not just about hard work. Okay, hard work alone is not going to do it because everybody is working hard. It's the same situation that I said about the people who have a sense of entitlement. The reason why everybody deserves a push is because everybody's in the gym, right? Everybody's out here trying to get better at promos, coming up with different angles, trying to do different. They're constantly always pitching things to the writers and Vince, and they want more. You know, everybody wants more. Everybody wants to do more. You know, and they have their own limitations. You know, everybody. If you ask any wrestler, did they get what they deserved? Nobody has an answer for that. Because how do you know what you deserve? You can only know, hey, I got put in this position, I have to make the most of it, right? So, sure, that's the right idea, but hard work alone is not going to do it. In libertarian circles, they'll tell you all the time, hard work doesn't mean anything. And what we mean by that is, you can dig a ditch. That's hard work. Digging ditches is hard work. But if you know, what is the purpose of digging a ditch? What is the purpose of your ditch? You know, is it an investment? Are you looking for gold? Are you looking for oil? What are you looking to get out of digging this ditch? If you're just digging this ditch because you value hard work and you think if I just dig ditches, then money will come, that's untrue. You have to be productive. That's the key word, productive. You have to work hard in a certain direction. Now, Ricochet physically can do anything, but the problem is the business is now pretty much guys who do what Ricochet does. You know, it's pretty 205 Live is full of flippity flip guys, you know, so you have to separate yourself somehow, right? Because how do you justify pushing Ricochet over everybody else? You have to create a sense of larger than life success when it comes to Ricochet. You have to work hard, sure, but you have to work hard at something specific. As far as Ricochet is concerned, he has to work on his character. He has to work on his personality. He has to work on his charisma, you know, and he can't do anything about his size, but he can work hard in the wrong direction and try to learn how to do more flips. But he could, you know, that's not going to get him anywhere. He has to build up his character. He has to build up his personality. He has to build up his charisma. He has to work hard, yes, but work hard at something specific. Because you're not just going to get the spot. Nobody's just going to give you the spot. It doesn't work that way. And people say, I saw a lot of people saying, well, working hard doesn't mean anything. It's like, that's partially true. A nuanced view would say that's partially true. Like I just said, you could dig ditches all day. You can go into the gym and look and come out jacked. But if you're going to the gym and you come out jacked and you're like, I'm jacked, I deserve a push. Look at me. Look at the vascularity in my arms, man. And then you walk into the locker room and half the fucking locker room is jacked. What the fuck did you do? You just put yourself on par with everybody in the locker room. Like imagine being a barbarian in like late 90s WWF. You're swole to the gills. And then you walk in and Hulk Hogan's there. He's swole also. Ultimate Warrior's there. He's also swole. You know, Kerry Von Erich is over there. He's also swole. You know, half the roster is swole. Hell, 5'8" Randy Savage is kind of swole too. You know, Terry Taylor's in this bitch. He got red shit in his hair. He's halfway swole. Mr. Perfect, he's halfway swole. Tito Santana is swole. You know, Rick Martel is swole. Like, everybody is big and bulky and vascular in this bitch. Everybody got veins popping out of their neck in this joint. So how do you stand out? Hogan is cutting some of the best promos of all time. He's one of the biggest baby faces that ever exist. The Ultimate Warrior is colorful. He rambles on about seemingly nothing, and people are captivated by his rambling. He runs to the ring. He beats his chest like a gorilla. He bench presses people, throws them out of the ring. His matches are 10 seconds. Right? You can go down the line for all these different guys that I mentioned to talk about the individual things that they have, that they found that are special, that made them stand out. And you're the barbarian sitting there like, I'm swole. It's like, okay. So if you're a Ricochet and you walk into the locker room, you're like, I do flips. And then you look in the corner, Mustafa Ali does flips. Apollo Crews does flips. Kalisto does flips. Grand Metalik does flips. Just half the fucking roster do flips. Cedric Alexander do flips. It's like, okay, so you walked in you walked in like, I have a reputation. I have a bigger reputation than everybody else. And then people are like, okay, well, your reputation doesn't mean anything here. You have to start this job fresh. Just like if you go from one job to another, they be like, okay, how they do things over there ain't how we do it over here. It sounds the same. Not the same though. But why is it like, I get that, I love that Ricochet does not have this sense of entitlement. But I really don't want people arguing with him saying that he's in a cult or he doesn't know what he's worth. Like, what the fuck does that mean? He's in a business. He's in a business. You think that he's going to take less money than he deserves? But it's not about the money. It's about the almighty push, as JR would say. It's not about that. It's about the fame. It's about the almighty push. And like I said before, it could just be some Mark shit. And that is part of the problem. You know, some people nailed it. Because I've said it twice in videos about Ricochet. He does have a Mark mentality. That he's just happy to be there. Like, man, I can't believe this is such a big deal. This is great. I got to go lose to Brock Lesnar in 4 seconds. Great. That's awesome. It's a big opportunity for me, man. It's like, okay. Okay, whatever. But, you know, he has a upbeat, positive attitude. And that's true. And that's wonderful. But he does have to learn that there are other ways of doing things. That there is another way. You know? But the people who say hard work doesn't mean anything, like, man, look at Daniel Bryan. You know? Let's look at Daniel. Look at CM Punk. You know? Look at The Miz. You know, The Miz is the number one. When people say, oh, you're not going to get over in WWE unless they want you to. Look at The Miz. This guy, I don't even think he won. Did he win Tough Enough? I don't think he won. They put him in the front of like I said, The Miz's story is so trill when it comes to wrestling. They put him out there to embarrass himself for like 3 or 4 years. You know, they put him out there to do the diva search thing and he forgot his lines and he was standing there looking stupid. They could have just fired him from there. You know, they could just be like, dude, you useless. Get the hell out of here. They had him wearing that stupid ass hat. The Miz, they embarrassed the shit out of The Miz. And then in 2011, The Miz became the world champion and has been a top guy since. And has he been routinely the world champion? No. But he got there. He was in the main event of WrestleMania. So much so that all these other people, like CM Punk, was jealous of The Miz. You think The Miz just got that? No, because if you look at The Miz in 2005, 2006, and then look at him when he was the champion, completely different person. Completely different promo skills. Mat skills had improved. You know, character skills had improved. Had come up with a catchphrase and found a personality, a big personality. He had changed completely in a few years. And that's putting in work on a productive level. That's being productive. That's being productive. When you look at Jinder Mahal before he got fired and listen to how he talks before he got fired, and then look at Jinder Mahal now, you know, look at Drew McIntyre when he got fired. And I look at Drew McIntyre now. You know, when you can't say hard work doesn't mean anything. There's too many people who are working hard and succeeding for you to say that. Everybody who's at the top right now has worked hard. Everybody. Ain't none of them slacking, walking in there fat and stupid and I don't know my lines. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. And they're just put in top spots. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way at all. You've got people who got fucking felonies and people who got laundry list of arrest records, still working hard. You know, Jeff Hardy been in the business since 1994, 1995. He still has to work hard because he has, you know, other things on his record he has to overcome. You know, you have everybody's working hard. Everybody's working on their limitations. Everybody's trying to improve in some way, Ricochet is no different. These wrestling journalists and these mark-ass fans don't understand what Ricochet is trying to say. He's trying to say, I have to do more. I have to be more. I can't just show up and then expect to get pushed or get put in position because of what I did outside of the WWE, which is what they think matters, because it matters to them. They're not thinking beyond themselves. They, like, the wrestling fan has this amazing capacity to not be able to see beyond the length of his fucking nose. It's like, oh, you were in Japan. So what? Most of these people that you're appearing in front of don't know that place exists. And they don't become emotionally invested in people who can do flips, because the moment you put somebody else out there that can do flips, they gonna get the same fucking reaction. So it's... But I was really excited to do this. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Like this video, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.